Hi, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today I want to talk about a couple different things, but the main topic is magical burnout. Now, I've been there, so I definitely can talk on this subject because this is something that has come up more than once, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, during my spiritual journey. Just burnout on, ignoring the moon cycles. Maybe you don't participate in any of the pagan holidays. Maybe you no longer are doing actually any witchcraft, any spells, magic. You're not rituals. You're basically not doing anything. Do you still call yourself a witch? Yes, but you're not doing actually any witchy type things other than maybe you have the paraphernalia around you. You have all the stuff, the witchy stuff. You burn your incense, candles, things like that. Maybe I had gotten to the point I wasn't doing anything. I didn't burn any incense. I didn't burn any candles. I didn't say any little words. I didn't do anything where you take your sip of your drink and you spell it. I didn't do any of that. Um, Nothing basically. And the thing when you are in that state, at least for me, sometimes there's a little guilt involved. You feel guilty because you feel like you should be doing these things. You feel like you should be doing more magical things. And the fact that you're not doing it is kind of disappointing to yourself. And if you've built a sense of community, it can also feel like, hey, I'm letting these other people down as well. So it can turn into a whole thing. So how do you get out of that? The first step is you have to want to get out of that. You have to want to do this. You have to remember why you do this. I tell you, it's not just for the purpose of making YouTube videos. I believe structure is necessary or some type of structure for a sustainable witchcraft, or I say pagan experience. Well, I'm speaking of witchcraft, so I don't want to get into ins and outs of labels, but hopefully you know what I mean. This your spiritual journey. You need some form of structure, and I know there's going to be a lot of people, me included. There are times when it doesn't look very structured, and it looks like it's on the fly, and you're following your intuition. So whatever comes to you, when it comes to you, is what you follow. That's fine. That you can still have the spontaneous part of it and the random things, and just responding to a dream or a message, so things take a different direction because of that. That's perfectly fine. Matter of fact, that's part of it, but there should be an overall structure. That way, you kind of, the best way to explain it, Catholics have Mass. You could choose not to attend, but the point is, it's a structure, it's a thing that's done, and a sort of expectation. Communion and all those sort of things, these are just things to sort of realign. I'm not telling you have to do some form of ritual like that, but maybe you want to find something, and it could be smaller. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but the point is, it's something where it's part of the structure of your spiritual path. For some people, it might be, at the end of the night, you say some words of gratitude. You release. For some people, it's journaling, where it's basically they dump the all the thoughts of the day and all the happenings of the day. It gets dumped there. That's a form of ritual. That's a form of self-care, actually. And yeah, you can make that part of your spiritual journey, because most likely, if you're doing that, if you're coming from a place of gratitude, if you're doing that, you're probably thanking some entity besides yourself. You some entity as well, some spirit or something. But those are just a couple ideas. Again, you have to want to reverse your feelings. You have to want to not feel this way anymore and want to practice. So that's going to look different for different people, because it depends on how you were practicing to begin with. But I know for me, I gave myself the space, and I allowed myself the space to not connect. And I felt disconnected. I felt disconnected from spirit. I felt disconnected from everything. I felt like, there was just nothing really happening anymore. Like, Everything was very mundane, very one level. Now, in retrospect, it was me. There were blockages. I mean, if guys, if you're watching this, you probably are familiar. Clearly, there were blockages. I just didn't understand exactly what those blockages were. Forgive the beeps. That's my door. We have a code to get in. I just didn't understand what those blockages were at the time. I didn't understand. There was a lot I just didn't understand at the time. I would learn later, and I think I'm grateful kind of for that experience because I was able to basically figure it out for myself. So that's a good thing. But ultimately, what I did was to get to the point. Ultimately, what I did was decided. I made a decision. I wanted to get back on the path. I began to immerse myself in, witchy books and things like that, and read up even the 101 books, the Wicca. I wasn't really identifying as Wicca anymore, but I still went that route because that's what got me the first time. So I basically immersed myself when I was ready. And when I was ready by this timeline I'm talking about, we're talking, this went on for months. This wasn't like a couple days or a couple weeks. This went on for months. I had other challenges in my life at the time, and I know that also was part of it. So it was a lot of imbalance. So I did those things, start reading more of the books, and then bit by bit, little bits here and there, I just start doing things. But I put myself in a culture. I just immersed myself like a newbie all over again in the culture, whether it was something online, movies that had a witchy theme, like all of that sort of stuff. I just immersed myself, and I just kind of just think of it as like a pool of witchy stuff, and I just threw myself in. Not sure if I could still learn how to swim through it or not, but I just slipped in. I didn't even throw, I just slipped in. And let myself just stay there and soak up, and not so much trying to participate or be active in anything, but just to surround myself. And you know what? It worked. So if you're in that space, it's the end of the year. There's a lot going on with astrology right now. Today is the winter solstice, December 21st. There's so many things going on. And if you are someone, and that's why I made this video, because I know there's some of you out there who, yeah, all this stuff is going on, but you don't feel anything. Nothing's happening for you. You're not connecting on emotional, spiritual level, any intellectual level for that matter. Like you're aware, but really there's no difference in your day. Hopefully this is a little bit of inspiration for you. Allow yourself that space. It might be a reason you need to check out right now. Seasonally speaking, it makes sense. By the way, if you are, just so you know, and maybe come spring, you'll feel differently. But allow yourself that space. It's okay. You don't have to do all the things all the time. So that's pretty much the video. Just a couple words I wanted to, throw out there and make some people feel better who might not really be feeling much of anything right now. And that's okay. You're allowed. Give yourself that space to do it. Erase the guilt. And if you weren't even feeling guilty about it, kudos to you. You're already ahead of the game. Thanks again for watching. I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please like, subscribe, share. And if you have already subscribed, again, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.